lot of stuff going on in life right now, so it's been kind of rough on me being able to do analytics and, you know, be involved. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over a couple of key points. We're going to look at the daily chart only today. I'm still kind of easing back into, you know, doing all this stuff. So, but we've got some good analytics coming up today for everybody. So let's just jump right in. I posted this in my Discord bot the other day. You know, I took a break right after, like right around the new year. Okay, I remember putting this in, and then I put these two paths, the yellow and the teal, and I said, here's our two paths. Okay, and essentially the teal path won here. So, you know, from this dip out is kind of where I was talking about, right? So from this dip out, and this obviously is not valid. It didn't drop and make another low and then take off. That was the idea here, right? That we were going to get a new low, create some divergence, because previously I had a fifth wave in here for USDX, and then we were going to take off to the upside. So that's completely invalid. So what did happen? Well, almost to the T, this bad boy happened, and then you can see we came down and we made a new low here, and then now we should be retracing up to the upside. Okay, so the teal path wins. I'm good with it. The thing about this whole sequence, okay, I am not convinced that we have completed a 5-wave sequence to the downside. Okay. To me, this is sort of it's not the best one, but kind of ish, you know, leading diagonal into one here, and then so we'll get a 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just chop it out. Okay. What I'm really looking at on USDX is the fact that we're going to break back up through this zone, but we're going to get some failure, making a WXY formation here to the upside. Not sure if it's going to be 5 waves or 3 waves up. It can be either one. So this is my current projection right now. You can see we bounced perfectly from the 1.0. I mean, I put all this stuff up yesterday in my chart. Perfect tap, called it completed, said let's go to the upside, and here we go, right? So we should, let's go ahead and draw this out right now, and I'll explain why this is important. You guys watch enough of my videos, you understand why it's important. There we go, bang, bang, bang. Okay, so here comes USDX. Okay. Just FYI, here comes USDX. USDX should retrace up into this zone. Okay. There's two possibilities coming for USDX here. Okay. Two major possibilities. Let's get on the 12-hour. Okay. Oh, they want me on the daily. Whatever. So there's two possibilities. Okay. Possibility one is okay, and I know this looks crazy. Let me explain. 1, 2, 3 up. Simple correction. 1, 2, 3 back. This would be the X connector of a complex correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Y leg. So we would have ABC, WXY, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of WXY. Okay, so we would have a massive complex correction right in here. Okay, I believe this is what is going to happen. Okay, this is usually what happens when we get big moves like this. Is that we're going to enter into a complex correction phase. Okay, so what does that mean for equities and risky assets? Okay, in the short term, things like ES, for example, you know, um, this region here is going to be reached while USDX tries to reach up here, right? So we have some reciprocity in how USDX wants to move and how the equities markets are going to react. For me, it's a retrace down to here. You know, we're making a nice impulsive move for a 3-wave here, which I think this is just wave 1 of 3 on larger scales. And you know, this is possibly, you know, looking at like probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an internal, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So obviously it's going to be a lot bigger. Don't worry about exactly where those are at. I just kind of wanted to show you like what I'm thinking is going to. We'll see. I don't like to try to predict out that. Really, excuse me. I think we're in a smaller correction here on ES. Personally, I haven't labeled this run yet, and let me explain why. I haven't labeled this run because, like, fucking shit's not labeled. You know, blow me. It's not labeled for a reason because we're either going to do the same thing here, which is like this. So we would have right. We could have another complex correction here, which I think is very viable. Okay. I think this complex correction is extremely viable when it comes to ES. I don't see that this is unrealistic. We have a weekly trend here. This is daily, weekly, monthly trend, okay? And we've traded above it, okay? That's what a lot of people were waiting for. Some people were really good and bought down here, and, you know, good for them. Hooray, congratulations. That was a great trade. You guys are in it to win it, you know? For me, personally, the even better trade is, instead of trying to guess the bottom, is waiting for this retest here on this trend line and taking my longs somewhere in here. Okay. Because even if all we do is go to all-time high from this zone, we're still going to go up 20%. Okay. To make 20% on my money unleveraged, I would rather take the same play. Okay. Now, could we go beyond 20%? Yeah, sure, we could go way beyond 20%. You know, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it goes up here into the 5,000s. Whoa, you know, like, fuck, I don't know, dude. I don't have a crystal ball, man. All I'm getting at is, I really like this movement in ES. Now, that's not to say we don't just really start to take off, but again, USDX is showing me that we're either going to make this type of a complex correction coming into a high up here, which if we do, then we're going to short the dollar, okay? If we get a complex correction here, we'll find a full extension and we're going to short the dollar. This is going to be a massive move from the dollar, okay? 8% move. We're going to take it. Love it. That's what I want to see. We're not there yet, okay? Remember, this is the daily. So, we probably got a month left to figure out what we're going to do. Now, the less likely scenario is that we do a 3 waves correction here, okay, into this zone that I've already marked, and then we start our 5-wave sequence to the downside, okay? If this move down comes in 5 waves, it breaks the low, okay? 5 waves, breaks the low. 5 waves, breaks the low. And then ends with divergence on the RSI, okay? Then I am going to call this entire move complete. That's to the downside here, all the way from way back up here, okay? Way back up there. I have this thing on here so I can't zoom out. Okay. If we go up, tap this, and complete a 5-wave sequence down that makes a new low, and this entire sequence all the is going to be violent. It is going to take a massive drop. It's going to cause a lot of problems for the U.S., to be honest. It's going to be a really big shit show.
I can feel your energy. Do you feel mine?
We're going to take off. So I hope you have your money invested wisely. Alternative view on this, because there is one more alternative on USDX, is this is actually completed. We don't make any new low here. I'm way off on making an ABC, and this bitch takes off to the upside in a 5-wave sequence, makes a new high here, and then I've got to swing my 5th wave over this one. Okay, that is a possibility. It's not out of the realm, but again, we're speculating way into the future here, guys. I'm not trying to speculate way up here. Let's let this thing figure itself out. Okay. For now, enough speculation. What we do know is that USDX should reach up towards the 105 zone at minimum, which means short term we're going to get some pullback on equities and cryptos. Okay. Let's touch on Bitcoin real quick. A lot of people I got some messages yesterday about this whole chart that I put out. Okay, so let's discuss the chart that I put out. Okay, for starters, there's 2 scenarios on Bitcoin for me right now. Okay, scenario number 1, and this teal is a representation of the price action. Okay, that's not the direction that Bitcoin is going to go. So look, if you shit, my bad. You overlay this, see how it fits over the price action. Okay, this is just price action. All right, that's all it is. I'll show you guys that. Okay. Option number 1 is that this is not actually a 5th wave here, and I'm kind of leaning towards that because there's not a clear 5-wave sequence here for 4. I don't like this sequence. Okay, I really think the completion is. I really think 3 is down here, and we've got a bigger 4 to make up here, and we're gonna have a 5 down here. Okay, I really think this is the case. I don't think that we've necessarily bottomed yet. Okay, let me get to why I have this on the screen. I hear you. You're like, well, it's right there on the screen. There's a chance that it's the bottom. There's a chance, yes, but scenario 1 is saying that this is completed. Okay. Sorry, that was completed, that this is completed, and scenario 1 is basically taking on the assumption that this is the beginning of the bull run. Okay, that this is the very first move of the bull run. Me personally, I think it's too fucking soon to call anything a bull run. Okay, like we haven't broken this level yet, we haven't broken this level yet. Let alone getting back into all this mess that we took fucking 8 dang months, or it wasn't 8 actually, it was 6 months. We spent 6 months in a corrective sequence up here. So, hold on. Alright, well that's embarrassing. We're watching our friend's dog, and their dog is like 3 months old, so I didn't want her to piss all over the carpet in my new house. Because my dogs are potty trained. Anyway, sorry. And my kids are, of course, nowhere to be found. So, where were we? Yes, Bitcoin. Okay, so, this to me does not look like a 5-wave sequence. there is no clear 5-wave sequence down here. Okay, I just don't. I don't see the 5-wave sequence really. I have tried to, you know, diagonals and channel and triangles, and whatever the fuck. It just is not here. Okay, from 4 to 5, and even on a swing sequence, right? So once wave down to here, 2 waves to here, you know, and then that's not really a full swing. Okay, so like, so then this is almost 2 waves and then 3. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, if we correct down, okay, then that means it was trying to make some sort of a move up, or it's part of a complex correction, or it's part of an expanded flat, right? To make 4. An expanded flat is where we have, you know, a lower B than the actual move, okay? So there's a chance, I think this is the higher chance personally, that we're gonna go down here. But I'm gonna call it like it is, and it's 50-50. Remember, we are calling an expanded flat here, okay? 5 ended here, and we went A, B, and B broke the high of 5, and then C. The thing about expanded flats is you don't know where an expanded flat is gonna stop, okay? So, I do think that there's a realistic chance that this expanded flat can run itself all the way up into the 30,000 range, 33, 34,000 range, and get people super fucking bullish, okay? I really think that's a realistic option. Now, do I think it's going to happen immediately? You know, debatable, right? We're going to get some pullback in ES. USDX is going to make a little bit of a run. What does that mean for Bitcoin? Another drop, in my opinion, okay? So, I think we have another drop in Bitcoin, and then we get our final run out of it. And then once we get our final run out of Bitcoin, you know, it's either going to pull back in 3 waves and hold the low, or it's going to pull back in a 5-wave sequence because it completed an expanded flat. Okay, those are really the 2 options. And so we need to wait until Bitcoin decides what is the fuck is it going to do. Is it going to pull back in 5 waves or 3 waves? And we'll know quickly. Okay, it's not going to be hard to find out. So there is a 30% chance that this level here is the bottom. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna rule this out. Okay, this is my 1 to 4 hour bullish invalidation. It's the top of wave 1. If this pullback here breaks the peak of 1, then all of this is shit. This is the path, and peace out. Okay, if we hold this level and then we make a new high, then we can delete this invalidation level, and the next invalidation level is here. Okay, so remember that. Our first invalidation is this. As soon as we make a new high over this, we can delete this invalidation level, wait for price to come back. Once price comes back and breaks this low, then we need to test this, and we need to make sure that this holds. If this holds on the second push, okay, and we break these highs, we break whatever highs we make here, and we break above this 1, okay, that's the key. This is the key right here. I'm gonna put it right here. This is the fucking key. Okay. Let's make this. We'll just make it white. How about that? Okay? White. That's the key level. Okay. Right around 33. If we break above that 1, then we call this one down. Okay. Once we break this, we call this whole thing down. Now, does that mean that this? Yeah, actually it does. So a break above this 1, in my opinion, is very bullish. So, you know, we traded below the previous liquidity box. You know, you guys have all heard me talk about my liquidity boxes. We traded below the previous liquidity box, bounced back into it, traded below again, bounced back into it. You know, I said this on a lot of videos a long time ago. We're going to get a lot of chop in this area, okay? it's going to get real choppy below this liquidity box. Okay, and I mean that's all it's doing. It's just chopping out. And that's so. A lot to watch for on Bitcoin, guys. A lot to watch for. I want to touch on Litecoin quickly, and then I've got to go because I got kids ready to go to school and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so Litecoin. When we were making this move, okay, I put a box here. Go back and watch my videos. I said that we're going to trade above the box and then back into it. And when we come back in, start buying Litecoin in this box. And what happened? We bounced and we're up and out. Okay. Look, let's have a real look at our position here. The green box is my buy. Right now I'm up 53% on my spot. I'm buying Litecoin. Now I've also called along for leverage traders. Okay. We should make a return down to this level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We have a daily volume pivot right here. We're probably gonna actually tell people to buy spot on Litecoin as well, coming down into this area. Okay. So I just wanted to touch on this one real quick, making a nice sequence to the downside. Gonna break the 4-hour volume pivot, jump into the daily volume pivot, and I think this is where we get our reaction from. I don't think we make it all the way back to our box. Unfortunately, the only way that we do that is if Bitcoin doesn't double, then there is a chance that Litecoin does double as well with a 5-wave sequence to the downside and then back up. Okay. If this happens, we're going to at least get our 3 waves reaction up, where we trim 50% of this, and we put our stop loss to entry. So if we do come back down, we're in a risk-free position and we make money. Okay. So that's why I set my trades up a very certain way, so you guys understand the reasoning behind this stuff. Is yes, the alternative is that we do a double and we come down, but it is very safe on the first bounce after the C to take the trade and take 50% of your position, lock it in, and put your stop loss in. Okay? So we should go at least 50% of the move back, and then a return to the downside. Cool. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on my videos. You can message me in Discord. I am text number 3983, text with 2 X's. You guys will know it's me. Don't fall for the fakes. I'm a pretty outspoken guy, so for now, it's what I've got. I'm not even gonna jump on some of these other guys. They're all doing the same thing. Okay, we don't need to get in all this other shit. I do want to point out on USDX JPY, we have a bottoming pattern here. Okay, so for those of you that think that USDX is just going to start falling forever right here, it's not. We have a bottoming pattern. Okay, a nice rounded pattern here. Okay, this is what we want to see. Okay, so this is a big time bottoming pattern. Another way you can look at it is, we've got a channel here, and we've broken up and out of this channel and we're trading above. Okay, so this is another way for you guys to look. The key indicator of this is when the yen pair, US dollar yen, USD JPY, whatever you want to call it. When dollar yen is making a run, the dollar and the yen really have a lot of confluence in the different markets. So when the yen is dominant, like as we see here, this is when we get a lot of movement from equities and other things. Okay, when the dollar is dominant over the yen, then that's when we get a lot of negative in the equities. As you can see, this massive run and of course, fucking massive run right to the downside. So, anyways, the dynamic right now for me is that the dollar has bottomed against the yen. should see a run to the upside. How high do we go? You know, I don't know, because the sequence could be complete here. You know, there's a real chance. So kind of have some old charting on here. I don't really chart this one that much anymore. So you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. You know, we'll see. So as long as the dollar is taking over the end, I have confidence in this move. But I will say that they can move in the second dimension. So while USDX comes to make a new low from this sequence, you know, USD JPY can decide it's not going to make a new low here and take off this way. Okay. If the dollar takes this low and the yen holds its low, okay, or dollar yen holds its low, then this move is going to be explosive, and this move will be explosive. And when this is explosive, we're going to see a fucking explosive move to the downside in equities and cryptos. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to make new lows. I'm just saying it's going to be explosive. So there's kind of a divergence between assets, if you will, right? Like what we're looking for here is a divergence here, where we don't make a new low in RSI and we make a new low in price. That's going to give us our divergence, right? But if the dollar makes a new low on its index, but on the JPY it doesn't make a new low, that's kind of a bullish divergence in of itself. Okay, not really. It's not the correct technical term, but I'm trying to just explain it for you guys. If that happens, right? If that happens, then there's going to be really, really, really explosive moves on the upside. Okay. So keep that in mind, guys. Let's keep that in mind while we're watching this stuff. You know, we've got time. Let it play out. But at the end of the day, it's very realistic that this is the route that we take. And so, you know, I feel pretty good about how we're going to proceed with Bitcoin. You know, a lot of guys are asking me, should I short? Should I short? You know, we're almost to your level. Guys, I'm not touching it until the buy zone, okay? I want to see a break of A. Once we get a break of A on this move down here, once we get a break of A, then I'm going to chart the move to the downside. We're going to catch some longs on Bitcoin, and we're going to long the final fifth wave, okay? For Litecoin, it's a little bit different. I've got some volume pivots here that I really, really like. You know, on Bitcoin, it's a little bit sketch, okay, as you can see. So we bounce from a pivot here. It's a weekly resistance point that we bounce from, but underneath there's not really anything here until a daily support way down here, okay? So that's why I'm waiting. We don't have some strong, secure spot that we're going to bounce from on pivot, okay? So anyways, just what I wanted to share with you guys and my reasoning why I've called Litecoin so early, but I haven't called the Bitcoin, because there's just not the pivot there that we would see in Litecoin like we see here, right? I mean, these boxes I didn't put there by accident. These are actual daily and 4-hour volume pivots, okay? So see daily support right here. And the crazy part about it is, if you measure out, it's kind of why I know where B is going to be. It's because if you measure this out right there ish, yeah, right there, almost right where we are right now, where we rejected from, okay? Then that's what you get. So anyways, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. You know, we'll be in touch soon. I'll make another video next week. Peace, love, chick grease.